The autumn of choices. Marie sat in her sunlit kitchen, the aroma of freshly brewed chamomile tea wafting through the air. At 72, her days were slower now, her mornings filled with crossword puzzles and tending to her little herb garden. But today felt different. Something had shifted in her body. She had woken up with a strange tightness in her chest and a dull ache in her stomach. Nothing alarming, but enough to make her uneasy. She glanced at the fruit basket on the counter. A vibrant display filled with oranges, bananas, and small starfruit pieces she'd bought at the farmer's market last week. They'd looked exotic and enticing, their golden yellow hue sparkling under the sunlight. She had tried a few slices the previous afternoon after lunch and found them tangy and refreshing. Little did she know, her body had not welcomed them as kindly as her taste buds. Marie had always prided herself on staying active and eating healthy. Her daughter Emily, a nutritionist, often praised her mom's balanced diet. "Mom, you're fitter than most people half your age," Emily would say. But Marie knew her age was catching up to her. Her knees creaked if she stood too quickly, her digestion wasn't quite as reliable as it once was, and she was on a cocktail of medications for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes. Her golden years weren't exactly golden, but she liked to think she was managing just fine. That afternoon, as the discomfort lingered, Marie decided to reach out to Emily. "Emily, I've been feeling a bit off today," Marie began over the phone. "I had some of that fruit I bought yesterday, the star-shaped one. What was it called? Starfruit? And now my stomach feels unsettled, and I just feel a bit odd." On the other end of the line, Emily gasped, "Mom, wait, starfruit? You shouldn't be eating that." Marie frowned. "Why not? It's just fruit, isn't it?" "It's not that simple," Emily replied. "Starfruit contains something called caramboxin. It's a neurotoxin that can be dangerous for people with impaired kidney function. Mom, remember your last blood test? The doctor said your kidney function was slightly below average." Marie's heart sank. "Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea a fruit could be harmful." Emily reassured her that she would likely be fine since she hadn't consumed much, but insisted on calling the doctor. A quick checkup revealed Marie was okay, but it was a close call. That scare made Marie more cautious. The next day, she decided to take stock of her diet. She stared at the fruit basket on her counter, now suspicious of its colorful contents. She began to wonder, were there other fruits that might harm her? She turned to the internet and spent the next few hours reading. What she discovered surprised her. Grapes, sweet yet risky. Marie loved grapes, small, sweet, and easy to snack on. But she learned they weren't as innocent as they seemed. Packed with natural sugars, they had a high glycemic index, which could cause spikes in blood sugar, a danger for someone like her with diabetes. She also discovered that their smooth texture made them a choking hazard, especially for seniors with slower reflexes. She remembered a time when her granddaughter had choked on a grape. They'd had to flip her upside down and pat her back to help her breathe. Marie shuddered at the thought of it happening to her without anyone around to help. "Well, goodbye, grapes," Marie muttered, eyeing the bunch in her basket. She made a mental note to buy blueberries and raspberries next time. "At least they look and taste just as good," she thought. Oranges, acidic trouble. Oranges had always been a part of Marie's morning routine. She loved her glass of fresh orange juice with breakfast, paired with toast and eggs. But her research revealed that their high acidity could trigger acid reflux, a condition Marie had been battling for years. What's worse, certain compounds in oranges interacted with over 50 types of medications, including her blood pressure pills. And then there was the issue of thinning tooth enamel, something her dentist had warned her about. "I've been sabotaging myself all this time," Marie sighed. She decided to swap her orange juice for a kiwi. Emily had once told her it was packed with vitamin C and easier on the stomach. The calorie trap in avocados. Marie chuckled when she read about avocados. They had been the darling of health blogs and her yoga class friends who called them a superfood. But she had always been skeptical. Upon digging deeper, she found she wasn't entirely wrong. Avocados, it turned out, were calorie bombs, something she didn't need given her slowed metabolism. Their high-fat content could sneakily add pounds over time, not to mention the potential of interfering with her blood thinner medication due to their high vitamin K levels. Thinking back, She realized her occasional allergic reactions might even have been tied to avocados. She hadn't known they could trigger reactions in people with latex sensitivities, but now it all made sense. Marie made a note to use olive oil or snack on a few almonds instead. Watermelon dilemmas. For as long as she could remember, summer had meant slices of juicy watermelon on hot afternoons. But even watermelon had its downsides. With its high glycemic index, it could spike blood sugar almost as much as a candy bar, Marie discovered. She also read about how its high potassium content could disrupt fluid balance and strain the kidneys, a bad combination for seniors who are managing heart and kidney issues. Feeling a little bittersweet, she decided her watermelon eating days were over. Cucumber slices it is, she murmured. Bananas, a potassium surprise. Bananas had always seemed like the ultimate healthy snack to Marie, convenient, tasty, and filling. But as she scrolled further, she was shocked to see that they too posed risks. Their high potassium levels could lead to hyperkalemia, which could disrupt heart rhythm and muscle function. I guess they're not as innocent as I thought, she mused. She decided to keep her baked sweet potatoes and berries on hand instead. A new way forward. Over the next week, Marie slowly transitioned her diet, replacing the fruits she'd grown accustomed to with safer, nutrient-rich options. Kiwi replaced her oranges. She snacked on small bowls of blueberries instead of grapes. Her fridge was full of fresh red peppers and fermented vegetables. It wasn't just about eliminating foods. It was about understanding how her aging body processed them differently. Emily's advice echoed in her mind. Mom, your body doesn't work the same way it did 20 years ago. And that's okay. You just have to adapt. Marie's journey to healthier eating became an eye-opener for her friends too. At their weekly book club meeting, she shared her findings. Did you know starfruit can actually make you collapse if you have kidney issues? She announced. Her friends gasped, and the discussion quickly turned into a lively exchange about health and aging. By the end of the meeting, several of her friends promised to get their diets checked with their doctors. Marie felt a sense of fulfillment. She had not only helped herself, but also those around her. As the months passed, Marie noticed subtle but significant changes. Her energy levels were steadier, her digestion smoother, and her blood sugar better controlled. She realized that growing older didn't mean losing control. It meant taking charge of what she could. And on sunny afternoons, as she sat in her garden sipping ginger tea, she smiled to herself, grateful for a life that still had so many lessons to teach.